Hello everyone, it's Scan at GLHF and at long last, after literally being teased about this for an entire year, we finally have Doomfist in the PTR servers in Overwatch. Unfortunately, no, he's not voiced by Terry Crews, but that's okay because I don't want Terry Crews to really be a villain. And this character is really fun. Let's go over his abilities. Primary fire is hand cannon, which is essentially a shotgun. Ultimate is Meteor Strike, a really solid ultimate for combos. Seismic Slam, which is a ground pound that goes forward in a cone. Rising Uppercut, which if you're not yelling Shoryuken when you're doing that, you're lying to yourself. Rocket Punch, which if you're not yelling Bionic Arm, you're lying to yourself. And a really good passive known as the Best Defense, which means that he's gaining shield every single time he lands one of his abilities, which makes him arguably the most interesting and offensively focused offensive character in the game. Let's start by talking about his primary fire hand cannon, which is essentially a 4-shot burst shotgun that never has to be actually physically reloaded. As you can see on the icon at the center of the screen, the shots in the shotgun actually recharge themselves over time and are effective at surprising range. It's best to think of it as you get one 4-shot burst while then being able to hold down the trigger for still relatively good rate of fire. That's good sustained fire, and the grouping stays pretty close at range. From this point onwards, keep in mind that his passive ability, the Best Defense, is always in effect with the rest of his abilities. Every single time you hit with one of his other abilities, he gains a bit of shield, which does deplete over time, but still he's self-healing essentially every single time he hits with one of his abilities, which means going into that melee and just swinging for the fences and hitting as much as you can is really what this character is going to be all about. He's going to be about going absolutely wild, and I think that's a really cool way to design an offensive character. Seismic Slam is straightforward enough. It's a move that slams down onto the ground and creates an area cone in front of you to damage the enemy. It's not really looking like it's going to be much of a damage dealer. It's more for catching multiple enemies with one ability to build up his shields. Better yet, if you're in mid-air, high up in the air, and are looking down, you get a nice holographic sight that shows you exactly where that cone is going to go if you slam down using this move from the air. Really useful. Rising Uppercut also feels relatively straightforward, a straight-up rising punch, which, more than anything, feels like it's pretty much a setup for a follow-up Seismic Slam. And finally, you have Rocket Punch, which is really the utility tool for Doomfist. Both as a movement tool, including across gaps, and as an offensive weapon, it's a fantastic ability and can one-shot enemies with 200 health or below if you're able to hit with a full charge Rocket Punch and slam them into the wall. Meteoric Strike is a giant area of effect offensive maneuver. When activated, Doomfist jumps straight up into the air and is invulnerable until you choose to click and send the attack straight downwards. Just like the rest of his abilities, any kills or damage done with this move are going to automatically add shield to Doomfist's health. So this is kind of a panic button move, which you can jump up into the air, specifically choose your target, and then come back down, and if you hit, hopefully near one of your healers, you're immediately going to be getting a lot of health back. The bottom line with Doomfist so far is this to me. He definitely feels very powerful right now. Arguably, maybe even too powerful. That Rocket Punch, that thing hits really freaking hard. But team him up with other heroes like Zarya and a good healer like Lucio to give him a little bit of extra speed. This is a character that if you've been looking for someone to just jump in and go wild with as an offensive character, he's finally here in the game. I expected him to be a tank. I was expecting this big, burly, beefy Doomfist, I'm gonna go, head to head with Reinhardt type character, but that's not at all what he is, and that's perfectly fine. But I'm telling you right now, And I am coining this phrase because this is going to be something that you're going to see in matchups all the time. Do May. Thanks for watching, guys. This has been Scanned with GLHF TV.